Today, Rinpoche continued his explanation of the 37 aspects of enlightenment, and specifically the 5 aspects of the faculties, the aspect of faith, joyous effort, mindfulness, meditative stabilization, and wisdom.
가진 지발에 대답이 터던 시런 누나 바르도 심바 시르그 뒤비 로바네 마셔바다 나다 바르도 심바 니기 도모이 데스 마지 용초도 만네 자이 칸다 라이 거바 제년지 용한타지 나그 생지 내가 시비체 다시 조다 자주 쓰는다 돈이 주로라 소발라 돈이 주로라서 바르도 신비 라용수 조발라 야다도 셰비셰로스 어디 가정가도 어디 가도 지발에.
Okay, so once again, we're looking at Lama Tsongkhapa's great treatise on the stage of the path to enlightenment, and specifically the section on training the mind in the stages of the path for beings of great capacity. And specifically in that section, we're dealing with the union of method and wisdom and showing the importance of that, whether it's within the sutra teachings, or the perfection vehicle, or the tantric vehicle. So specifically, we're on page 99. We're just basically dealing with a paragraph, anybody who's new, that has some words in it, and then we've been taking the words and then breaking down the meaning. So we'll probably only use this text for this one paragraph, and then we're going to retreat into a different text called Panchen Sonandrapa's General Meaning of Perfection, which is not in English. So page 99 of the Great Treatise, this training in method and wisdom comprising the 6 perfections, it is, as explained earlier, common to both mantra and perfection vehicles. For in many of the tantric classics, we find repeated mention of the complete path of the perfections, the 6 perfections, the 37 branches of enlightenment, the 16 emptinesses, etc., in the context of the explanations that the entire celestial mansion and the array of resident deities are the inner qualities of the mind. Therefore, know that all the perfection of wisdom literature's explanations about what is to be adopted and what is to be discarded are comprehensively shared with the mantra vehicle, except in the case of the tantric teachings for certain exceptional persons in which they must take the experience of sensory objects as the path, and so forth. So here, this is pointing out that in the mantra vehicle, the union of method and wisdom is necessary, just as in the perfection vehicle. And then we have pointed out the various 6 perfections, 16 emptinesses, and the 37 branches. We're currently dealing with the 37 branches. So what it's saying here is that in Tantrayana can be divided into 4 categories: action tantra, performance tantra, yogic tantra, and highest yogic tantra. So these are the 4 categories Tantra is divided into. So what this is basically stating is that in dependence upon the 16 wisdom realizing emptinesses and the 6 perfections and the 37 branches of enlightenment, in dependence upon that perfection vehicle pathways, we have the arisal of the, it says, resident deities and celestial mansions. So these inner qualities of the mind that produce these celestial mansions, that produce the deity and deities, are all a result of excellent qualities. What are those excellent qualities? They are wisdom realizing emptiness, etc. Diksan.
What is one thing that then what that only you do lose shares of that Shanshu to the Tabanya, Yanta Puma, Zuruji Combaje, Ombunga, Dogma, Shanshu la doing Pabi la J. What is Shanshu seduce a good water, Tabanya Java Jet to lose chin, Adapoma Jet to lose chin, Zuruji Comba, Rusin Rota, Ta Ombunga, Dogma to the Lad Marve, telling us Ombunga and Madonna Mare,
The Kali Kali Rinpoche.
Kalende
Chutsu Mambo Daso, and then the Kejo Tumaso. Then they leka, then Jutsu Yomare.
Da Ombunga de
Then they Laro Nang. Okay, so here we have the 37 branches of enlightenment. So these 37 branches of enlightenment that are mentioned in the Great Treatise here are divided into various categories. So they're divided into 7. Here, let me just get to the correct section. 1 second here. There it is. So they are divided into 7 different categories. So the first category is the 4 aspects of the close placements of mindfulness. The second category are the 4 perfect abandonments. The third category are the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation. The fourth category are 5 aspects of the faculties. The fifth is the aspects of the strength, five aspects of the strength. And number 6, the 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment. And number 7, we have 8 aspects of the branches of the path of the nobles or of the Arya beings. So these are how we would divide the 37 branches of enlightenment into 7 different categories or groupings. And we've already gone over the first few. So we've completed the 4 close placements of mindfulness and the 4 perfect abandonments, as well as the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation. So those 3 are completed, and now we move on to the 5 aspects of the faculties. And again, I just ask everyone's patience. This isn't in English yet. I spent some time that I had on it, but it's just difficult, and I really need the teaching from Rinpoche first, so usually the first week is difficult, and then next week he'll go over it again, and it'll be clearer because of the translation more than anything else in the way that we're going about this kind of live translation of the text. Decent.
Oh, jangazi daring najong ombunga den mudo mabe. Da ombunga de beje da jibare da hade tourist to 사지 두디도와 나발라양 하다 줄에서 오분가대야 네 나장게 또가도 오분가도 단나가도 또갈래들고 오분가로와 오분가 하다 줄에서 나장 오분가 하다 줄임바 나장 오분가 나장 오부 미바도 좋으시나 나장 오비 미바도 좋으시나 대제 도모와 대바 도모와 다나 대지 란돌은 주바데 미바레스 대바 도모와 네트던 라제 도모와 대제 도모와 다나 대바 도모와 다나 대지 란돌 등에 대바 군주 대바니 본자 고네던 라데 란자데 란자 임바도 와데 미바레스
Okay.
토모 데미바 임비 셔다스 토모 대바 토모 제나 티제 토모 많이 봤다나 라나 메비 샹추데 나정 아비 미바레스 라나 메비 샹추데 나정 아비 미바제 티제로 티제 제우도 라나 메비 샹추를 미
Like tomo maimbi, less so.
티제 토모 많이 제나 미바데 라나 메비 샹추데 네 나정 아비 미바레스
Less so.
Geshe Lharampa chebna chunde jong be me bares.
Then they don't agare.
Dan
They kale. They Geshe Shanchu Semba.
Sentient tantric dan zubu sanju go toya de ba yorowa. Shanchu le me go yorowa. Shanchu be me bares.
Anybody have a pen?
Da sentient tantric dan zubu go te be che do Geshe sheba lo go yorowa. Geshe shanchu se sheba lo bu chena. Chunde jong be me bares. Geshe sheba lo bu chela chunde song go yorowa. Chunde jong be me ba da. Tijeji chui modo tuba de tembi on be me bas.
Rinpoche Gongyo Mepachik. The Shupa Jesse gi Shupa.
Geshe Shupa sen Shangchu Senpi Shupa Roboda.
Shupa Leka?
Shangchu Senji ne Shindu Sis Parbajun.
Leso.
Sis Parbajun Shupa Lodroboda.
Okay, okay.
Sis Parbajun, Ten Parbajun, what to go Jibo Marbet.
Tu chena.
Yeah,
Shupa the La Chenpo.
Shupa Lodjoro, that is Shindu.
Oh, okay. Shupa Lap Chembo.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Best works.
Yeah.
Tu chena. Best work. Dene Jipa Techen
다
gi.
티젠지 추 모두 되버데 잠비 온비 뭐스 티젠 추 모두 되버데 잠비 온보게 티젠 추 모두 되버 티젠 추 모두 되버 미고야레스
Montu Tupa. Techen Chushin. Mambo.
티젠 추 모보 안줄 레센
Tu.
Tupa,
Okay,
no,
tu chena. Listen a lot.
야 미바단스
And Demba, mindfulness. Okay. Dene Techen
다
gi langi.
티젠지 란지 두비 시네데스 티젠 란지 두비 시네 요로 시네데 띵겐지 용비 미바레스 티젠지 란지 두비 시네 시네데 라동지 요로 시네데 티젠지 아주 띵겐지 용비 미바레스 대두비 라동데 시로 용비 미바 미바임비 셰데스 소송우드나 자샤만 건베 노데진레 송샤스 샹추 쉐당 퇴주당现在劳动的数据，一些呢，现在的协同啥，我的当多是个来就个，
Jengare Dodejen?
都得钱了，都得
Okay.
钱。
Dene Vigare Rinpoche de Dupi Latung ni Shera the Anje Surlang. The Techengi Lanji.
这对比
Dupi
上的，这
Shine.
对比上的，特别前辈垃圾对比，劳
Ale.
动的是个咯，
Ale. Tambo Shine Dene
特
Latung.
别前辈垃圾对比现在的劳动，
Okay.
特别
Then
前辈垃圾对比劳动呢，写了就我们没把的，
Dene the Sar.
对比
Okay.
写的，
Then Gatsi Yure. Mipa.
我的
Dixon.
提前动物嘛，一般咋拿？那你们想说的，代表我们没把这代把这。
Sun.
耶稣是把老师傅的针对中不针对这，针对这，最近去毛的对吧？针对我不针吧，对吧？当针对当针吧当，针吧当是针对我们没把当，最近这最近垃圾对比现在的，那顶个这我们没把，这对比他东的写了就我们没把的是，
Let's
我不爱了，我不爱了，我他妈
Let's
的。
Okay.
代表我不，针对我不，代表我不，那现在就顶个就我不，他写了
Shine
就
Dan
我不，
Latung.
写了就我不。
Okay.
顶个这里现在老多了，他懂得写了，
Okay. Okay.
个来就个来。
Okay. I'm abiding. Okay, so here, so now we are moving into the fourth category. So it says now the fourth category is the same as the others. There are 6. So meaning that, as we pointed out before, all of these will have 6 categories, beginning with object of observation. So object of observation is the first category. And it says that there are 6 different divisions of that. So just give me 1 second here. So when we look at what the 6 divisions, I'm just going back just for anyone taking notes, the 6 divisions that all have in common are object of observation, nature, accompanier, explanation of meditation, reason for meditation, and the meaning of the words. So these are the 6 different categories that all have in common. So this is the first category, object of observation. And again, with Rinpoche and I counted, I think there are 6 altogether. So it says that the first object of observation of this, again, it's the aspects of the faculties. So is Teicheng Tum. So those Mahayana practices, such as the Four Noble Truths and so forth, that are common practices to the Mahayana. So this first category of object of observation of the faculties is basically the Mahayana practices that are common with all other practices, meaning with the Hinayana, common to Hinayana, practices that the Hinayana practice as well as the Mahayana practice. So this is the first category. The second category are those practices which lead to teaching itumo mai lana mepa, the object of observation of faith. Its practices give rise to unsurpassable, true, complete enlightenment. So the uncommon practices of the Mahayana, so it's a faith in those uncommon practices of the Mahayana that give rise to the unsurpassed, true, complete enlightenment. So Buddhahood, meaning so the highest type of enlightenment. So this is the second category. The third category is the effort, the highest practices of effort of the bodhisattva. It says of the conqueror's children. So it says the highest practices, object of observation is effort in the highest practices of the bodhisattva, of the conqueror's children. And Rinpoche said what that is referring to are practices of the six perfections and so forth. So those highest practices or activities or, what did I write down? Works. The highest works of the bodhisattva would be those of the six perfections. So this is the next category. The next is Teichengi Chumo. So this is the object of observation, which is being mindful of those Mahayana dharmas that have been heard. So those great vehicle dharmas that have been listened to or heard. And then the next is then we get into the two, calm abiding and special insight, or concentration and wisdom. So the next category deals with the great vehicle path. So it's the object of observation of the sense faculties, which is a great vehicle path of Shine, calm abiding, single-pointed concentration, Tingenzi. So the object of observation of the single-pointed concentration faculty is the great vehicle path of calm abiding, and then the next is that of special insight. So one deals with concentration, and then one deals with wisdom, basically. So that's how those two are broken down. And interesting. Tepa? That's good, Rinpoche. Ngi chua yure. De techen ba tumo dan tumo mayamba chik shena.
Techen tumo da tumo ma nyetu chebu tumo da la ring da tumo la se da dabun dabu mari.
Gangi sena de tambo tepa. De tepa tumo dan tumo mayamba.
Tepa tumo sa nyetu chebu ring da tumo la. What the song the mari.
De ni tepa Rinpoche? Tumo dan tumo mayamba? Okay, so I'm looking at another commentary as we're doing this by Haribhadra, and it breaks it into 5. So I think that those first two, the common and uncommon pathways, can be put into one category, and then if you put them together, then it would have the faith at the head of it. So the faith from the common and uncommon practices. Because there is an overriding point that's made, it seems, of 5 different points with the 5. So I believe that we can put those two, the common and uncommon, into the first category of faith. The second category is joyous effort, because we said effort. The third category is mindfulness. Fourth category is calm abiding or meditative stabilization. And then the fifth category is wisdom, or kama, special insight. Ngait Sampa Kangalasun.
What this that this is on the gen, Josh among the gen those Shanchu Sana, Tibi on be me but the Shanchul Migres, Shanchu. Sure dance the Jundu Jombe, Tijinji, Shubaloch Migres,
Ngait the
Shanchu,
Jenle.
Sure dan, Shanchu, Sure dan, Shubaloviche. Trampi on but the Tibachim Chumont to Balmigres, Tuchu dance. Tinganzi Jombe Chanel Migres. Latung then Shiro Jombi Latung Migres. Chanel Latung, Tesuji Ji Shena, Shesha the Shesons. What the Beijing then Rebel then do the gent Sevichano. Shanchu son du, Tibi Ombi Shanchula Migres. Tunde Jombi, Jesse Shobalobichilla Migres.
Ale Tepa Shanchu. Then they
Tundu
Zundu
Shoba Jachabula Migres. Shu dan.
Shu. Ale Shanchu. Tepa Shu.
Shobalobichilla.
Zundu. Tu.
Tuba Tubi
Jemba.
Jambaro.
Ale. Sho.
Shene Tinganzi.
Ale. Okay. So
Hatun Shiro.
Tu Chena.
To Kalejin.
Okay, so we have a quote from then Lord Maitreya's Mahayana Sutra Alamkara, where we find this all combined, where these points are made. So if we were to ask, where does Panchen Sonandrapa get this information from? We would say it's found in Lord Maitreya's Mahayana Sutra Alamkara, where it says from the ornament. So it's the ornament to the Mahayana is how you would say. Ornament to the great vehicle is how you would translate it into English. And it says the ornament says, and the reason it just says the ornament is a few pages back, we said that we were going to refer to the ornament from the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara and the other text, Middle Beyond Extremes, by Maitreya. So now it's just assuming that we remember that, and it's saying Jen, because it could also be referring, the reason I'm saying this as a reader in the Tibetan, as translators note, Jen Lei would also be interpreted, if you didn't know that, as the Abhisama Alamkara, because that's also an ornament. So you have to know which ornament they're referring to, and this ornament's referring specifically to the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara, the ornament to the Mahayana by Maitreya, Lord Maitreya. So just as a note, anyone who's following the Tibetan Parshin Shitun, it's assumed within that from before. And it says, enlightenment. So whenever, just as a note, whenever there's a quote from an Indian pandit, it's usually very condensed and doesn't make sense from a sentence point of view. So it says enlightenment, works, heard, highest heard, let's see, enlightenment, works, highest heard, calm abiding, and special insight. So this is, these are the things of faith. So it says something like this. The things of faith are enlightenment, works, those things, those highest things heard, concentrations or calm abidings, and special insights. So that's from the ornament for clear realization. And those, again, Rinpoche connected them for us. We see enlightenment relates to faith. Those things heard refers to the joyous effort. I'm sorry, let me fix that. Start that over. Enlightenment is the faith category. Works, joyous effort. Those things heard, mindfulness. And then meditative stabilization or calm abiding is the concentration, and then special insight is the wisdom. So these are the 5 things of faith that are apprehended by the faculties according to Maitreya as presented by Panchen Sonandrapa. Diksun.
Niba Nanga Obi Chenny shows no Chenny Jan do that. Niba Ngo you this, Niba Ngo you the Randi Palan Jebala Ran to be Julan, Train Chiji, Tesungala Jubisheres, Train Chiji Tesungala Jubisheres. Treatise tesuga rande phalang chebala rang drebo phalang chebala rang drebo phalang chebala rawado jubi julan treatise Tibetan chimbe lan ta ga de ni thula nga yuare tolang julan tolang golang mulula nga rajela tolang julan tolang golang mulula nga tijen la tolang julan tolang mulula nga yue marbe nga ina ne julan yin shil jagu rande phalang chebala rawado jubi julan de la tre zemu zeba chuchu je ro
Less so.
tre yin shil jagu res tolang le sama doa 대단 가대 빠른 가대 빠르상 가대 메데 소가 가대 니바는 용에서 말배 네
Gate. Less so. Seldu.
가대서는 솔로 말배
Less so.
가대 니바데 줄랑로
Julan ewa shi.
줄랑들 좀 저거 주주지로
Less so.
저희 실자 대송을 자우레스
Ale.
저희 대송을 주비셔스
Two Chenrezig Rinpoche.
야
Delpa yuna dene the George Tugadu.
바시시는 맨날
Shit,
저
self-do.
가면 되거든
The Randre, the Rinpoche, Randre Palan Jepa, the Randre, the
나장
Its
오버도
own
그런
result.
레버 가르쳐서 그런 레버들
알레.
나게 레버 밥이 나지제데스 팔랑 제발 로아도 주바레스 주비 저연시지 대수가들 나장 오버라 그레스
Ale, the Rinpoche, Tonlam Giju Julam, the Donda,
유랑이
Julang Depo, Tonlam,
통랑 그 레버랜드로 팔랑
the Depo,
어
the Julang Depo Palam, the Donda,
유랑 레버 팔랑
팔랑?
던들런 데비
Yomare.
요마다
Okay.
유랑
Okay.
레버들 팔랑 요로 밥이랑 대제 밥이랑 요로
Ranje Palan
네
Jepa.
되게 나요를 라제가 팔랑 건가 요 그러다 랑 레버 팔랑 제발라 랑도 주비 유랑 저 인시지 대송가라 주비셔 유랑 저 인시지 대송가라 자고마도 총랑려 말해서 그러다
So long Yomare. Okay.
가들려 말해서 가데 니바 인시네
Okay. Nge sampa selbo dandrar.
야
The tsi kashe ngai shime yene dikson. So next category deals with nature. So we finished the first category, which is object of observation, and then the second category is nature. So this is showing what is really the definition or the qualifying factors of this. That's so, let me see where to start. When we look at the various vehicles, we have the hearer vehicle, solitary realizer vehicle, and the bodhisattva vehicle. So we can divide it into those three categories. And each of those vehicles has 5 pathways. Pathway of the path of accumulation, the path of preparation, the path of seeing, the path of meditation, and the path of no more learning. So each among those three, hearers, solitary realizers, and bodhisattvas, have 5 pathways. And then each of those 5 pathways have various divisions. So this particular branch deals with those things from the path of preparation and beyond. So it doesn't, excuse me, it doesn't pertain to any of those things related to the path of accumulation. And as a note, if you look at the qualification of path of preparation is that a union of calm abiding and special insight starts to get strengthened. That's what happens there. So it's saying that these are referring only to those pathways which are from the path of preparation up. So when we divide the path of preparation, we divide it into 4 categories: heat, peak, patience, and last mundane state. So these are the 4 categories of the path of preparation. So the path of accumulation, path of preparation. When we look at how we define these, we have these 5 aspects it says, wisdom, these 5 aspects are the entities of heat and peak in the path which prepares for clear realization. Which is its own result. And so when we, so I'm just kind of cheating a little. When we go back to the Panchen Sonandrapa says, which is its own result. So it says this, it says, this Arya path, which is its own result. So Arya refers to superior, and that takes, someone becomes an Arya or superior at the path of seeing. It's saying that its own result, the path of preparation, its own result, the path of seeing, is the path of seeing. So it's saying these, the 5 aspects. Since the preparations of heat and peak arise after having thoroughly trained the mind, there are 5 aspects of faculties that are the entities of heat and peak in the path which prepares for clear realization. So I was just trying to put some things together here just to try to make it make sense without adding anything whatsoever. So again, there are the 5 aspects of the faculties, and these 5 aspects are dealt with from the path of preparation on. So when we look at the Sutra of the Heart of Transcendent Knowledge, we have the mantra, Teata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasangati Bodhisoha. So those implicitly refer to the 5 paths. The first Gate, the path of accumulation. The second Gate, the path of preparation. The Paragate refers to the path of seeing. Parasamgati refers to the path of meditation, and Bodhisoha to the path of no more learning. So it's the first Teata Om Gate is not presented in this. It's the second Gate, the path of preparation, where there are the 4 categories of heat, peak, patience, and last mundane state that are what, from there on up, is what this class is dealing with, or these faculties are observing, if you will. That's the nature. And if I left anything out, I apologize. Let me just read it one more time in Tibetan to myself. Ranje Palan Jepa. So it's the... Okay. Dita Lasso. Digsung Rinpoche.
수지도 그 처바 시고도 파바서 그러자 파빌랑 가르자고 그래. 수수 주스나 가르자고 그러잖아.
This help Pentogudu.
통랑 도바엔 시들 파발로 그러다. 통랑 고랑 물로랑 와도서 제데 파빌랑 예서 그래. 더수나 파빌랑 도바로. 파빌랑 도비 간자로 파바 이미 차거레스. 파빌랑 마도비 간자들 수수 주로 그래스. 통랑 마도비 간자들 소수 주고 그래서 소수 주 가시나 파비추 마토바고 이제 라마토바 소수 주고도 도스 팔라마토비 간자들 소수 주고 그래서 팔람토비 간자를 바바 이미 차 그래서 팔라마토비 간자 소수 주고 이미 차 그래서 소수 주고 가시나 파비추 마토바고 그뒤 말왜 이제 라마토바 소수 주고도 도스 팔라마토비 간자들 소수 주고 그래서 팔랑 투비 간자들 바발로 그래서 팔랑 통랑에 칠자 그래서 통랑 고랑 물로랑 손데 어디 팔랑 레스
Okay.
줄란다 통랑 줄란이도 소수주의랑 제단 셰바이나
Lesso Tuchena.
근데 그것이 될라고도 하다.
So what do we mean when we say these words like superior, ordinary being, superior path, or Arya path, Arya being, ordinary being? What do all these different words mean? So we start with the word Arya, or translated as superior into English. This is a being who has reached the path of seeing. This is a being who has seen, had a direct perception of emptiness, so from the first time and beyond. So all beings who have reached the path of seeing, from that point on, are superior beings, or Arya beings. So an Arya path is the pathway which begins at the path of seeing and beyond. So the path of seeing, the path of meditation, and the path of no more learning. So when we talk about the 5 paths, if we were to break them down, we would say that 3 of the 5 paths are superior paths, and 2 of the 5 paths are paths of ordinary beings. An ordinary being is necessarily a being who is not an Arya. Any being. So the qualification for an ordinary being is that they aren't a superior. So any being that's not a superior is an ordinary being. So because you don't become a superior until the path of seeing, at the path of accumulation and the path of preparation, you are an ordinary being in that context. So ordinary being is anyone who is not a superior. The line of demarcation between ordinary being and superior is the path of preparation and the path of seeing. And just as a translator's note, that's why in the path of preparation, the 4th category is called the last mundane state, because it's the last time you're an ordinary being. So that 4th category, it's the last stage of ordinary beingness. And then after that, you become a superior once you reach the path of seeing. So it is that path of seeing and beyond, which is a superior path or Arya path. One becomes a superior or an Arya the moment he or she enters into the path of seeing. So once he or she becomes a seer of emptiness. And ordinary beings are any beings below that, and meaning beings on the path of accumulation and preparation, but also beings who aren't on any path whatsoever. So being is translated as a person imputed on any among the 5 aggregates. So an Arya being is a superior being who has seen emptiness and above, and you would call the Buddha an Arya Buddha, because the Buddha has seen emptiness, obviously, and he's above the path of seeing. So there isn't a going back. Your path of seeing or above, you're an Arya. Path of preparation below, you're an ordinary being. Dikson. That's cheek. And in the Abhidharma Kosha, we find Vasubandhu makes this clear point. He says that one who has not become superior is ordinary. So meaning that an ordinary being is qualified by having not seen emptiness, not been reached that superior stage. So we find that in Vasubandhu's Abhidharma. Diksa. So what occurs at the path of seeing for that being to go from an ordinary being to a superior? What occurs is he or she acquires the wisdom realizing such or emptiness, or the nature of reality. So this is what makes him or her a superior. So the reason that we say one is a superior is that he or she has the wisdom realizing emptiness, has the wisdom of the nature of reality. So he or she is superior to those without it. So we call them a superior. The Yanjasur Lamrim. So when one moves from the path of preparation to the path of seeing, he or she goes from being an ordinary being to a superior. Why is this? Because he or she has the wisdom realizing emptiness, and this is what has changed. So he or she has become a superior because of this wisdom realizing emptiness. So the Mahayana has 5 pathways. This is what I forgot. The Mahayana has 5 pathways: path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, and path of no more learning. So the ordinary being paths are the path of accumulation and the path of preparation. It's when one moves from the path of preparation to the path of seeing that he or she becomes a superior, the reason is the wisdom that he or she has. Decent.
What that you teaching you on a Tolan Dogan the Rini yours. Timen Dajumba Tune and teaching Tolan Tolan Yonkaji yours.
Oh, okay.
What they get Tony Gonsu Timen goes to Sabrota. That quite Julan and Tolan for Tekaresana, Taugisha, Juki Santa, Hijila Sobatuki, Nubat said Lons on the Pie was.
Less so.
Tony Gonsu to Timen to Saruda.
Okay. Then
What the Chibanduota.
then
Timene Yonkangi, Julan Tolan Poatan, Tomini, Tijan and Drogente, Julan and Tolan Poan.
Okay.
What they sundown.
So we can divide these participants in the pathways into two categories also. We can say there are those who begin with the great vehicle in terms of these 5 paths and go through them. But there are also those Hinayana practitioners who have already completed the 5 Hinayana paths, have already acquired the wisdom realizing emptiness. They're foe destroyer in the Hinayana vehicle, but they are not Buddhas. So they have to go all the way back and through the 5 Mahayana paths. And that is the other type of practitioner, the one who has already gone through the 5 paths of their system, the lesser vehicle system, and then goes back to acquire the method part of the union of method and wisdom in order to become a complete Buddha, because they're in nirvana as not complete Buddhas, and they're missing, they have to then have this union of method. So the merit has to then be accumulated in order for them to be a fully developed Buddha. Decent.
Tijin Solan Julan, Tolan Rova, Tijin Julan and Tolan and the Rini Dua, Timene Dajun to, then the Tijin Solan Julan and Tolan and Rokanji Dua. Take a tug Chatamatu, don't you want some Timeko to Sabaruda? Tug Chatang,
Less so.
Tug Chatan Shiroka, Nisha Tanguru.
Less so. So this Hinayana practitioner is really in need of this method. He or she has acquired the wisdom realizing emptiness, but they still have to acquire this method in order to become a fully realized Buddha. This is what's missing.
What does it take?
So these are the 2 different divisions. Those who go right from the start through the 5 paths as the Mahayanist or great vehicle practitioner, and those who are Hinayanist before, and then go through the pathways in order to remove the rest of the negativities.
That was the Najan Obi Tenji the Rande Palan Jebala Rawan to be Julan Trey and Chichi, Tesungala Jubiese. Taking Julan de la True, Zemu Zuba, Chuchu Marba. Taking Julan Leger, Netu Julan Leger, and the Raja Julan Leger.
Lesso.
Julan.
Lesso.
That teaching Julan Trey the Carasana. And teaching Tolan goes. Tuni la mibil hadung tuyo marwa. Dambanyin tejen lang luken ina. Tejen solan jikazu tuni la mibil hadung tuyo mares. Tuni la mibil hadung tuba tang. Solan batu julan polares. Dambanyin.
The Yanjer Surana. Ngay the Puik Sik Da and then Ngay the Yanjer Gumasan. Gonga me pachi.
Tejen julan de la dre zemo zeba chuchu jewe dro.
Lesso.
Dre zemo.
Lesso.
Dre je. Da dambanyin tejen lang le yonken ina. Tijin Julan Dre Zemu Zeba Chuchu Dogrovada. Tijin Julan Dre Ne Dre Tubi Tsecho, Tolan Ne, Tijin Julan Dre Dambu Pogrova. Tunyin Lemil Hadun Kadu Tusuna, Tolan Batek Julan Raison Res. Tolan Bat Julan Renders. Chisen Karesana, Tunyin Lemil Hadun Tuba Yinzan, what they
So Tsolan, Julan, the Tsatsam, the Shine Latong.
Gade.
Lesser.
Gade Tamutan Gade Nibal Gandas and Duresana.
Lesser.
Tony Lamel Haton to do, and then Gade Tamutan Gade Nibal Dures.
Tony Mipi. Shine Dang Latong?
Laton or Laton.
Tony Mipi Latong. Okay.
Tony Mabel Haton to Batan, Solan and Julan Pondres. Tombanin Tijan Land Dugantina.
Tuche. Then
Drill for the
Drew. Drew Ninga Shin.
Dresana. Tejenji donyo ngosu du tonglanga mei zhe de yulang kasu yuwares, zhes. Ngasu me pake tangnan de sabu chaga duwa, sabu taga duwa. Tena jin donyo ngosu du mei zhe de yulang kasu yuwares. Kare resa na donyo mebi latung de di tugu wares. Mei zhe de
Me
tangbu
ale.
tena res, zheji. Zhe hot marba
Hot, heat.
mei tonglang donyo ngosu du mei zhe de tangbu duwa de yulang zhe kasu yuwares.
Less so.
Kare resa na donyo mebi latung tangbu tugu wares.
Less so.
zhe tangbu de ne yung wares.
Less so.
Latung tu beji.
Ale, druk tambo, tu chena. Okay. Kali. Okay, so I think I've got this now. So then that deals, so that completes the explanation of nature. So then we move on to accompanier. Let's see here. So, the third category is accompanier. And then it says that
tonglang yulang zhe. Donyi la latung tu ba yinza zhe.
so the Tambo. That's cool. Okay, so how do you go from the path of accumulation to the path of preparation? So we're saying that there are 4 categories of the path of preparation: heat, peak, patience, and last mundane state. So how do you go from, as a translator's note, there are 3 categories of the path of accumulation: small, medium, and great. So how do you go from the great to path of preparation, basically, to heat? So it is through gaining a special insight which has as its object of observation emptiness. And the reason that this first category is called heat is because you are close to the wisdom realizing emptiness. The warmth is being felt. So when you're close to a fire, you can feel the warmth. So here you can feel the warmth of the wisdom realizing emptiness because you have this special insight which has as its object of observation this emptiness. So this is the first category, is this of accompanier. And I'm going to need a minute for Rinpoche to sort this out for me because it doesn't say anything in the text. It just has one sentence. It says, as before, and I don't know what it's referring to. So so that is how one, so Drut Tambo, the Solan Julan, Tony Mipi
Yulang zhe, tsemo zeba chuchujima, zhe se, donyi la mebi latung tu di zhe lena res.
the Lapsar.
Solang ne zhe rwa. Tene tsemo marwe, tsemo. Tsemo tuba tsamma shes. Yulang tsemo tu sa di gita cheba yo ma res. Zhe kos cheba men ro. Yulang tsemo tu di gita cheba yo ma, gawa cheba yo ma res. Yulang zhe kos gita cheba men ro, gawa meba cha tene men ro.
Gewa Mepa Cha,
Kondre nama tene yung
Vidang Drapaldu, Vidraj, Peak Nipa,
zhe tsemo rwa.
Simu,
Tsemo tuba tsamma shes.
the Ri, the Toba, the Ribe.
Gita ma chebi tsemo tene res. Gita cheba mebi tsemo tongbo tene res. Gita cheba meba tsemo tene res. Zhe tsemo. Zoba tudu ngay song chega ma res ta. Zotu ngay lo yongmo tongos. Zoba tudu ngay song chega ma res.
Lessa,
Nabon lo rang.
Lessa.
Zotu ngay lo yongmo tong. Tene chuchu ma rebe. Te chuchu si ta jidenbe lang jidenbe chugu nang chudu juba. Yonang chuchu.
Susujua Tama.
Tama res.
Okay. Jikden Chu Tama. It's Simu.
Tsemo tuba tsamma
Simu
shes.
Sawa
Gita,
Gawa
Gita.
Getsa. Gewa
Gita de meba chane ji
Sawa Mepa Chagamare. Chatugamare.
chega ma res.
Okay.
Gita
Okay.
meba chama tuba tsemo tene res.
Lesso.
Tongbo tene res.
Lesso. So then the next accompanier, so this is the accompanier of heat. So it's heat because you feel the warmth. You feel it emanating. The next is peak. Here it's called peak because at this point your root virtues can't be extinguished. So at this point you carry your your root virtues on with you. They can't be destroyed. The next is called patience, and it said at this point, you no longer can be born into the lower realms of cyclic existence. So at this stage of patience, this is what accompanies it. Oh, I see, accompanier. You no longer have this rebirth into the lower realms. And then the last mundane state refers to, it's the last worldly state of being. It's the last ordinary state of being you will have. So that's why it's called last mundane. It can also be translated as last worldly state. Translated a lot of ways. And I think we're actually using more words to explain it because it's only one word in Tibetan. So we always say last mundane state, but there's probably a word like patience if I looked through and that would qualify as it. But it's always explained as the last mundane state, the last worldly state of being that you deal with. The Geshe Lharampa Rinpoche. The dro je. So these are the four categories of the path of preparation. So when we look at that mantra again, Teatom Gati Gati Paragati Parasangati Bodhi Soha, we're referring to the second gate. The second gate has four categories.
Rande Palan Jibala Rawan Jubi, Yulan Trey and Shijis, Trey and Shis on the Yulan and Shit and Dua, Trey and Shij Dubi, Tesu Ngala, Najan Ombola Gres, Nala Jubi Sheres. What the Tenny do what the Jan do that.
Kabiare Rimche, Gonga Mevachik,
Rande Palan Jibala Rawan Jubi, Yulan Trey and Shij.
Ale, Nipa, Gonga Mevachik. Gonga Mevachik. Okay, decent. So Rinpoche went backwards, and I was looking forward. So he just went back, and this is what we mean when we look at what the nature of it is, that we qualify it as a pathway which is within the path of preparation or higher, in the four states of the path of preparation, that have these faiths which, hold on, these four states of the path of preparation which have these faiths which give rise to the Arya path, basically, or which become its own result, give rise to the Arya path, which are its result. Okay, decent.
That's somewhat true. Somewhat true in Hajis. Najang over the somewhat never sensation to the true res. Make a novice of good sensation to the Michel Turo. Then Najang over the somewhat nembe, Najang over the somewhat never sensation to the Galo, Najang over true res. True in Tetan Sunday in Becher in Jerota.
Ale, this jid dro yomare. Oh, okay. So, Drutni Ngajin. So, and we can say Ngama. The Ngama Gare. Oh, okay. Then then detso gare zichu kamba detsko ngi dagi. Okay, so when we look at this accompanier, we say that it is the mind and the mental factors that are accompanying. So the mind and mental factors from this path of preparation in the four categories and so forth. And so it is the mind and mental factors. Because it says, as before. And I said, well, what about the four we just went? In the text, it just says, the third category accompanier is as before. And I said, Rinpoche, what do you mean? What's it mean as before? And he said, well, as it's explained in the four four aspects of the legs of magical emanations. So we'd need to go back and look, but basically it talks about the accompanying mental factors, mind and mental factors. But Rinpoche added that these things that accompany it, and when you have the heat, it's because you're close to the wisdom realizing emptiness. So you're at that state. It's the mind and mental factors at that state that are accompanying it. So it's that state, mind and mental factors, that are accompanying the main point.
That's it. That goes with my Jeva Gonsu. Najang Obu Gombi to the shows now. Jeva Gonsu, you the Tiba Tomo on the Jena. Denji Landula, Ichibi Teba Gomba dance. Denji Landula Ichiba. Don't get about the Gunu de Banyaponja, go then on the Nazulanja. Tell a Ichibi Teba Gombas, Tambaje.
Jipa Gonsu Yu de Techen Mom More.
Techen Tomo on the Jenas.
Okay,
Techen
Tomo Wandu Je.
Teba Tomo on the Jenas. Netu de Tomo Lan, Raja de Tomo Lan Sagura. Teba Tomo on the Jena. Deji Landula Ichi Teba Gombas, Tambaje.
Okay, let's go.
Don't get about the Gunu de Banyaponja. Okay.
Okay. So now we have the fourth category, which is the explanation of meditation. And it says that the first is Techem Tumor Wandu J. So the arisal of the common, those things common to the great vehicle, such as the practice of the four truths. So this is the first category, is what you're meditating on. Those things that are in common to the great vehicle, such as the four truths. And actually, let me back it up. It's a meditation that produces a faith, yichi tepa, faith through, it's the one that where you, just as a translator's note, the kind of faith when you study a scripture, and that gives you faith in things that you can't logically, that logically prove something, and that gives you faith in other things that you can't logically prove. So it's a special kind of faith. So it's this a special kind of faith through scripture. I forget how they translate it. I don't know why at this moment, I don't remember, but a meditation which is a special faith that is common practices of the Mahayana, such as the Four Noble Truths. So Rinpoche said that when we look at the Four Noble Truths, there are the abandoning truths and then the truths to practice, or the adhering truths. So the first two noble truths are the truth of suffering and the truth of origin. These are the first two truths that are abandoning, truths to abandon. And the next two truths are the truth of cessation and the truth of path. And these two truths are the truths that we practice or engage in. So this first category deals with those common pathways, such as the Four Noble Truths that are common to the Mahayana. And it says that this faith arises through this way. And Rinpoche, inference through belief, that's what it's called. So inference through belief. Then Rinpoche, the Yichi Tepa, the Ngashing Yichi Tepa Shingyu, the garden.
Teba Tomo on the Jena, Netuda Tomo Ilan, Raja de Tomo Ilan on Shibaina, Denju Landula Ichi, Teba Gomba Dres, Tambuche, Teba Gomba, Denji Landula, Teba Gomba, Tambuche, Denji Landula Tree, Tundu Tomba, Nebaje, Tundu Jombo.
Okay.
Tebi Ombo, Tundu Jombo, Denji Landula, Majibi, Tembi Ombo, Denji Landula, Tijin Dingan Ombo, then Shira
Okay.
Not the Redoda.
The Ngayure, that's is
Naga Legoda. Denji Landula,
Oh, okay.
Teba Gomba,
The Tambo Tepa. Okay,
대비
so
용보
less so. Okay, selpo
대지
shason.
랑도라 뒤 전도 좀 전도 용보
Okay.
디 랑도라 샘매지 번제바 대비 용보 디 랑도라 센지지 딩은지 용보 근데 싫어 용보 가도 말ပဲ용보 가더라도
So here it speaks about how this meditation, so how this all arises from one another. So now I see. So you have this faith through belief, meditation of a faith through belief that arises from this analysis of the hearer's vehicle teachings, solitary realizer vehicle teachings that are common in the to the Mahayana. So those practices, such as the Four Noble Truths and so forth, arise faith. So remember, we're going back to the 5 aspects of the faculties. We had faith, joyous effort, mindfulness, meditative stabilization, or calm abiding, and wisdom or special insight. So these this meditation relates to that. So the first is faith. So you have this faith through belief that comes about through meditating on these varying topics which are common to the Mahayana and other practices. And then second, it says from that comes joyous effort, comes a joyous effort. From that arises a joyous effort. Hold on, give me a minute here. Day long. I just lost my place. Sumba Drew.
티바 투모 어디나
Okay.
대소
Tepa
원본가
dang.
공주다
Denji long dorla. Drupi.
티제 투모 많이 받다는 대소 원본가 공주니도와 티바 투모 왔다는 대소 원본가 공주들에서
Then Nipa Denji long dorla. Drupi zundru. The Denji long dorla.
대지 랑도 다 등에다부터 공주 대반이 보자로 고내달라 대 랑자만 강갈도 크지래다
Long, non
대지
so long.
랑도를 뒤 전도 좀 봐. 전도
So then from this, from this, I see, from this analysis of the Four Noble Truths comes effort. So then the second category, Denji Long,
이
comes
랑도라
effort.
소운데
Then
대지 크고도 대지 랑도
So
등에다부터 공주 대반이 보자 고내는 랑자 냐소 랑자 랑도라 세메지바지 템바 템비 원보
then they don't Dei Long Dar. Then from that comes Semmi Jepa Zimbe de Gare.
등에다부터 공주 대반이 보자 고내는 랑자 냐소 랑자들 메지바 지비 템바
Zimba. So then the next is from that holding on to in your mind, holding these things in your mind. So the third category is mindfulness. So it says holding these things in your mind. So Rinpoche is saying not forgetting the teaching. Hold these things in your mind. So first, a faith through belief that arises from this analysis of the Four Noble Truths, and then an effort in the Four Noble Truths. So the effort is what to abandon, so this joyous effort is abandonment and application. So abandoning the things to abandon the first 2 truths, and then applying the last 2 truths, or practicing the last 2 truths. So making this effort in these 2. And then being mindful. Mindful is the third category, and it's saying that from this arises this mindfulness that doesn't allow you this holding on to. It basically says this ability to hold on to. So it's not forgetting the teaching, and that again relates to mindfulness. And then it says, "Dei lan dor la jupar." Jepa Nam Rimba, the Jipa Rinpoche, Jipa Dangapa.
디 랑도라 저 대지 랑도라
Ngay Jun.
대지 랑도라 쩌바 셰바나 렘바진도
Zimba.
준비 정보 대비 정보 띵은지 정보 싫어 정보
Okay, so it says, then from that effort arises mindfulness, and from that mindfulness and that holding on arises meditative stabilization, or calm abiding, and from that calm abiding arises special insight or wisdom. So this is how one would meditate upon it. Faith through belief Inference through belief. And as a translator's note, that's one of the categories of inference, which is valid cognition. Inference through belief. There's actually 3 categories. Inference through belief, inference through renown, and inference by the power of fact. So those are the 3. So this is inference through belief. So from the inference through belief, one engages in joyous effort, and from that mind, one doesn't forget, and from that meditative concentration, and from that, it says in here, from that single-pointed concentration, and from that wisdom arises. So these are how those 5 are meditated on. Chutsu Jupa dan Karma Drupa. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Tearing Sobel Du Rinpoche Tu Chena.
Tani Tibetan Buddhism, Tumo the Namgyal Obonga Gumbi Tibetan, Tijen Tumo Mahim Namgyal Obonga Gumbi Dua, Tumo the Tamarba.
So we have those practices which are common, and then those practices. So Rinpoche is saying this language that we're using, common, it's the same language that we use when we say those practices that are common to the small capacity, common to the medium capacity. So this word common we're using means that it's included within it as also. So it's in common to these other things as well. So we went over those things that are in common. So now we move on to those things that are not in common, those exclusive things.
That Tijen Tumo Mahim Batana, Namgyal Obonga Gumbi Tibetan, then it is Tijen Tumo Mahim Batana, Lana Maybe Shanchula, Ejibi Teba Gumba, Tambachi Tebi Ombo, Lana Maybe Shanchula, Teba Gumba, Tebi Ombo Gumba, Jesse Jabala Du, Tundu Jombo, Tijenji, Chu Tuba, Majiban Tibi Champi Ombo Guntu, Tijenji, Chuji Dubi, Shene Gumba Tinganji Obo, Ti Chuji Dubi Laton, Shera Jombo, not Marbe. Tijen Tumo Mahim Tesu Obonga Gunsu in the res. Tijen Tumo Mahim Batana, Lana maybe Shanchu, La maybe Teba Gumba Tambuchi, Tebi Ombo.
Okay, dead story. So we went over the 5 meditations that would be related to common. So how you would meditate in common. So now we're getting into how you would meditate in uncommon in terms of just the Mahayana itself. So it says the first is establishing a faith through belief in the unsurpassable, true, complete enlightenment is the first. So that's faith. So when we look at those 5, faith, effort, etc., this is how you would relate them to those uncommon practices of the Mahayana. I hope it's making sense. So this is, I didn't say that before, that those 5 are related specifically to the common, and maybe I did, but now we're specifically to the uncommon. So the first is that faith that arises from the unsurpassable, true, complete enlightenment. So the idea of it, unsurpassable, true, complete enlightenment, faith. Then it says, Gomba Dang Jeosegi, the works of the Bodhisattva. So the works of the Bodhisattva. So here this is referring to the perfections and so forth. So it's saying the works of the Bodhisattva. From this faith come the works of the Bodhisattva, and joyous effort in that. So that's joyous effort. And then it says, from hearing Teichengi Chutopa, listening to the Mahayana. So from not forgetting, and then, grasping and not forgetting the Mahayana Dharma that you've heard. So this is then mindfulness. And grasping and not forgetting the Mahayana Dharma that you have heard. Teichengi Chugi Dupi Shine. Then so the next is establishing a single, from that you establish a single pointed concentration related to the great vehicle Dharma. Teichengichu, great vehicle Dharma. Gi dupi de donagare Rinpoche. Teichengichu gi du.
Teaching chu yimba lo yimba.
Dupa.
Teaching chu duba san tiba chimbi chu yimba. Teaching chu dibi latong la chuba shiba na rinpa jindu. Tesu omba nga gung. Teaching tongu ma yimbe. Tesu omba nga gung chu yimbe shirsi.
Okay, so then the fifth one is the path, which is a special insight. And it just says the path because we've already established it's related to the great vehicle. So it's a special insight related to great vehicle. So we have the same five of faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom, but it just relates differently. You first, from looking at unsurpassable true complete enlightenment, you establish faith. And then from that faith comes the works of the bodhisattva, the perfections and so forth. And from that comes this listening to the teaching and not forgetting it, this mindfulness, the Mahayana teaching specifically. And then a single pointed concentration, and then a wisdom that arises. So these are the five. Diksung Rinpoche.
Ngaba tesu omba nga gung bi guba tu na guba yue denpa nyo tu tuba tang, denpa nyo tu denpa je ngosung tu tuba tang, yulan je zubi guba yube shir. Denpa tonyi ngosung tu tuba tang, zhe zama zeba chuchu je jubu duya ge guba yuwa res, guba yube shiris.
That's Gorum Chi, Gunga Mebichi.
Ngapa guba tari do guba.
Okay, ngapa guba yute, demba.
Denpa nyo tu tuba tangs, tonyi nyo tu tuba, tonyi ngosung nyo tu tuba.
Nyurdu?
Jupo.
Jupo? Nyurdu, jupo?
Nyo tu
Okay.
tuba.
Demba,
Jupo tuba se.
quickly
Nyo tuba tang.
realize.
Yulan je dubi guba yube se. Yulan jusung palang lukuro te ne.
That's good. Realizing the truth.
Deba nyo tu tuba tang, tonyi ngosung nyo tu tuba
Jupo.
tang. Yulan je dubi guba yube se, guba teres.
So it's the need for meditation. The need is to quickly realize the truth. Something of this. It's to quickly realize Demba Nyordu Dupa. So to quickly realize the truth in Jolam. To quickly realize the truth from the four paths of preparation. Okay, so it's those four divisions of the path of preparation. So the need for meditation is to quickly realize the truth from the four, the truth meaning the wisdom realizing emptiness. So quickly realizing the truth from these four divisions of the path of preparation. Heat, peak, patience, last mundane state. Digsum. So who said these things? And it says that Gundule Su Tome. So Lord of Sangha in the compendium of trainings. We find a quote.
Daba nyo tu tuba, tonyo ngosu nyo tu tuba tang, yulanji nyo tu tubi guba yuwa res, guba ti che tu res.
So then it says in the compendium of trainings, it's to realize, there's two sentences. I might have to rework it. I'm going to just start going. Just when you translate Tibetan, you start from the back and then you go to the front. But if there's two sentences that are together, I'm just explaining why I might have to rework it. So it's the realization of the four, heat, peak, patience, and last mundane, that quickly allow one to realize the truth. Yeah. And this has been stated. So in Master Asanga's compendium of trainings, it says Jepo Ganshina. Oh, so the result is, okay, so it says the result is the realization of heat, peak, patience that gives quick rise to the realization of truth, something like that. So the result is, I wonder why they put that.
대반유도 dun용어수도 뉴도 도바다 조랑시 조부조비 체도레스 대반유도 도바다 좋아 줘봐 좀 줘봐 추주 도바 원유도 도비 체도레스 셰송스.
Oh, I see. The result is a quick realization of the truth that comes about from the realization of heat, peak, patience, and last mundane state. Don't ask me to do it again. Okay, now we have the meaning of the words, number 6. Jadun. The arisal of an Arya path, which is its result. Wang shape. So it's an understanding and dependence upon the faculties that gives rise to an Arya path, which is its result. That's the meaning of the words. So now we want to, so now we have gone over all 6 categories that relate to the 5 aspects of the faculties. So we've gone through the 6 categories of object of observation, nature, accompanier. What's up? It's not working? Object of observation, nature, accompanier. Object of observation, nature, accompanier, explanation of meditation, reason for meditation, and meaning of the words. So these are 6 as we relate to the faculties we've gone over. So now we get into the 5 strengths or the 5 powers. Okay, the Kali Kali. Sarpa tunmaso. Nge kona de zusa. Okay, Kali Kali. Gangisina nge de tunmason. Sarpa nga.
Ngaba najang tolang hadar jules. Najang nga tongarwa. Ta najang tongat leware. To tongalayang hadar jules. Saji judigres. Ta najang Nijen na najong obutan dalas obut jibares jen sotsi gomares obutan dalas najong obutan najong to jibares mibadan ane mibadan tene ngoda what so ngolo dabres ta tamando de kariwarsna dala ngol chebayors ta ngo najong obutan najong to ni ngol chebayors.
Okay, so there's a connectivity here to the 5 aspects of the faculties. So we're going to move on to the 5 strengths or 5 aspects of strengths. Just going to go slow. I told Rinpoche I haven't looked at any of this information yet, so this is as new to me as you right now, because I just prepared the 5 faculties. So there is connectivity. There's connectivity between these strengths and the 5 aspects of the faculties. And let me just read from here. It says, since tolerance and supreme dharma arise, having attained heat and so forth, 5 aspects of the strength, and I'll list them, with the entity of tolerance and highest quality in the path connected with clear realization. So there's connected to these realizations we've just spoken of. And it says, Shenam Wambo Dang Drala. So it's similar, it's saying that Mipa?
나장 그거 미바 쇼스 나장 엄부터 지바레스다.
Okay, so if
나장
we're,
엄비 미바 요데 대전 통모 왔다나 덴지 란도라 주바데 디 미바 인베즈. 대전 통모 많이 봤다나 네 상주라 메비 대비 원보 제시 주바라 메비 전도 원보 대전 주 모두 대비 대비 원보 대전 지두비 신에들 딩한지 원보 대두비 하도 싫어 주 원보 엄비 미바 인베즈.
okay, the Mipa Chipa. Okay, so here it's saying that the object of observation is exactly the same as in the case of the 5 aspects of the faculties. So we'll look back then. So the aspects of the strength, object of observation, is exactly the same. So, hold on. I think I just pulled it, lost my place, which isn't good. Let's go.
나발랑 하다 줄래 얘는 엄부던 달라스 뭐도 제발에 공도와 뭐 줄랑 저 인치지 대수가라 또시 샤데 줄랑 저 인치지 대바 준주라서 뭔가들래 네 나정 또라 그래서 또시 샤데 마데바 수지 수저하면 니비셔스 마데바 수지 네 대발 너도 말에 대나지 레로기 너도 말 어떤 그 무슨 너도 말스 타바 드마 드제 줄로 타바 드제 줄로 너도 말 드마 예미실로 너도 말스 어떤 다바 좀 말베 마데바 수지 저 문이 비셔 다이 다도야 테니테 젠레
야 나든 탐보든
갈렐로 야
so when we say that they are exactly the same or the same as before, so what were those before? So the first was those teachings which are common to the great vehicle and those teachings which are uncommon. So these are the first category, and then we had faith there. The second category was, the hearing. I'm sorry. The joyous effort that comes about through the conqueror's child, the great works, the joyous effort that of the great works of the Bodhisattva is number 2. Number 3 is listening to the teaching and having mindfulness and not forgetting it. So having mindfulness of, after hearing the Mahayana teaching, being mindful of that. And then the 4th category is the calm abiding, great vehicle, calm abiding, and the 5th is the great vehicle, special insight. So it's saying that in this case, these are the same. Okay, ngowo ni zhelam.
다 나장 그또 ngo쇼 천이 쇼스나 나장 그또 천이 쇼스나 줄랑 저바 연치지스도 줄랑 저 저바 연치지 대수가라 또시샤데 대수가부터 또 나장 그또 서그레스 나장 또 셰샤데 마데바수지 초조함네 베제 또 인데 마데바수가 조함 너무투바 예타 나장 또스로 그레스 조함네 비셔 다드야 대인데 다드야 다가레스다 마데바수 조함네 마데바수 춘너무투바 예타 안 나장 또로 그레스 다드야 예데 젠레 mentushu나 냐촌유 대단히라 또시샤 셰송스 나장 또 토용디 안네 mentushu 마데발소 저가 냐촌 그 마차는 그래서 냐촌유 대단히라 또시샤 셰송스 뭘 잡아도 나장 어비 원다 나장 그또 ngol chabanduwa 나장 아버지 jonang chwe yenshil jaganduwa 나장 또 jonang zoba yenshil
Zupa
jaganduwa
Kona?
zoba yenshil
Okay, peace.
zoba khona se lasu laju ma yenshil tonglang de kangal rodo da
Ale.
jonang zoba
Zupa
yenshil
Gutsu.
ji tesu ngala to shi sha des kale ju kale
Dictionary, Dago. Let's go. Mitun Shou nge Jason.
medin shu se taba drin ma yin shebe lo de medin shu de drin lo de marwe chuna dema marwe shero medin shu de denzin marwe taba drin ma yin shebe lo de ne medin shu de drin lo de ro o de su daba ro
Dissimilar factors, discordant factors, that which is either contradictory to or does not share a common basis with the predicate in a logic syllogism. Okay, that's okay. So here it's saying that the nature is that it's from the when we look where it begins is at the path of preparation. Specifically, the path of patience. So it says that what could we say is the difference between where there's some differences in nature, and we can say that this. Previously, we spoke of the four, and now we're saying it's at the third. The third path of preparation is called patience. So it's saying that it deals with the path of preparation, specifically patience in che. Yenche gi teso nga la doshija miteba soji apa shola shimba yengi so nga do. So it's the power, the five powers from faith and so forth that arise at patience. Arise at patience. Matepa, sogi, dit salpiomare, dit si kanga shime. Matepa, soji.
Matepa san deba ki metin shu dro, deba ki metin shu. Taba drenjing, dremayin shu lo de metin shu de drenjing dro.
Leso.
Deba ki metin shu matepa dro da.
Soji, sur.
Chenrezig ki metin shu lelo de marbe, katu rabro.
Okay. Sunju metun sho lelo. Okay, sunju. Opposite. It's opposite English. English opposite. Sunju metun sho lelo. Okay. Then matepa soji the sur tsi the sur tsi par they don't go re Rinpoche. Matepa soji sur tsi
Deba la soba ngabadal to sel jusen karasana madeba soji zo yo mares. Madeba no tu mares. Madeba deba no tu mare. Lelo ki zundul no tu mares. So zum munu bejer. Senu mutu bayida zo munu bisheres. Senu mutu balam zo munu selagro. No suna zo ne ba. No mutu bayida zo munu ba. Munu bayin bejer.
So it's there's no harm. It's not at this point the power of not being able to harm one's faith, and the five powers from the path of patience, and so forth, and so on. I know this may not be making exact sense, but it's not making exact sense. It's a very few words here, and it's just one of those things. So when we look at what we mean by non-faith, it says here, you can't be harmed by non-faith. So Rinpoche said non-faith means the opposite of faith. So here the word that's being used is word for opposite. So Opposite or dissimilar class is the direct translation. Discordant class or dissimilar class. So when we look at what is a dissimilar class with effort, we would say that laziness is the dissimilar class with effort, or the opposite of effort. So it's saying if the opposite of faith, which would be non-faith, does not harm in any way. Next week I'll get a pure translation on this, but it doesn't harm in any way. So it says that non-faith doesn't harm in any way, and then it says these five powers are at the path of preparation, specifically patience. That's what it says. So maybe there's something missing, but we'll figure that out next week. Okay, Digsung, Ngatsu karma nishu yure, and then triwa kashe yure? The dradun disu.
나장 오버이나 나장 떠임셔 무슨 인생 디서 무슨. 나장 오버타 나장 떠지는 무슨 매제인 거와인 된지 당수나 무슨 인생 디서로 나장 떠이나 나장 오버임셔 오버이나 떠임 마쳐 무슨 인생.
Machasho?
쇼선의 전로 드고서 나장 오버지요 말베. 어디 나장 오버이 또 많이 저바 인체 많이 배시.
Okay. All right, okay. So if we were to then compare these two, if we were to compare the two, where are we? The aspects of faculties and aspects of strength. Would they be 3 possibilities, 4 possibilities? Would they be mutually exclusive, or would they be same meaning or synonymous? So we would say that these two would be 3 possibilities. And the reason for 3 permutations is if it is a power, it is necessarily if it is an aspect of strength, it is necessarily an aspect of faculty. But if it's an aspect of faculty, it's not necessarily an aspect of strength. If you were to say posit that which is an aspect of faculty but not strength, you would say the path of the heat stage of the path of preparation. The heat stage of the path of preparation isn't the patience stage yet, so it is not included within the aspect of strength. I'm sorry, it's not included. The heat stage of the path of preparation is not included within the aspect of strength, but it is an aspect of faculty. So you see that there is something which doesn't pervade the other in that case. So it's the aspect. If it's an aspect of strength, it is necessarily an aspect of faculty. If it's an aspect of faculty, it's not necessarily an aspect of strength. Posit that which is an aspect of faculty, you would say the patience, the heat stage of the path of preparation. Nika Yimba is something which is both.
네가 이제 쇼선 통람비 주지 대수가 주지 제서로.
Tonla.
통람비 주지 대수가 주지. 유난
So the
제비
5
제비 주지 제바 주주 유난 제비 주지 대수가 주지. 주주가 주지 대수가 주지. 통람비 주지 대수가 주지 뭐지?
Okay, so we can say that there are these 5 related to. Rinpoche said you can say these 5 related to the path of this or the path of that. So something which is a common locus between the two would be these 5 at the path of seeing. So these 5 at the path of seeing would be both the faculties as well as strengths, because they would be included. And then something which is neither, Nika Mayimba, rabbit.
이거 많이 밀려버렸다.
And then it can be anything
anything
that's not a path, a car, you could say. So a car is neither one of those two. So when you're trying to do the permutations exercise, 3, 4, mutually exclusive or synonymous, this would fall under 3 permutations or 3 possibilities.
나장 오보다 나장 떨어 무슨 일 나장 그 또이나 나장 오보임쳐 오보이나 또임 맞아 유난 저기 주지 오보가 주지 나장 오보인데 네 디체니 근데로
Less so.
and 또 많이 더 저바인시 많이 배
Less so. So we would say that if it's a faculty, it's not necessarily a power, but if it's a power, it's necessarily a faculty. Posit that which is not, we would say the heat stage of the path of preparation would be a faculty, but not a power. So that's how we would divide it and say 3, as opposed to any of the other possibilities. And then, are there any questions before we end? We have a short period of time. Questions? And then after that, we'll conclude.
So my question is, once a practitioner achieves the path of preparation, does that mean he no longer can fall back to...
To what? Just fall backwards to the Julam Lena, the Solam Nyang? No.
Oh.
No, you can't fall back once you're at that stage.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else?
So they said that the Hinayana vehicle has its own wisdom realizing emptiness, which is, I guess, how is that able to be a wisdom realizing emptiness? That's
Just
the same?
real quickly, when you say they say, according to the highest Madhyamika system, it's all the same wisdom. There's no different wisdom. But there are lower tenets that say there are. So if you're saying there's a different wisdom, it would be according to a lower tenet system, not the highest tenet system. So just, I want to make sure I frame the question correctly. So when you say they say, who says?
Well, what you were discussing before, like just when you were saying where, like you're saying that it lacks method. Like
Right.
How does that how is it the same but it still lacks something?
It doesn't itself lack that method. Let me clarify from a translation point of view, and then we'll ask Rinpoche if anything's missing. It doesn't lack, the wisdom itself is complete, but in order to become a Buddha, you need 2 sides. You need wisdom and method. So they've only got one completed side. The other is not complete. So the method side, which is the bodhicitta, which is generosity, helping others, compassion, love, all of those things are incomplete. The wisdom's complete, but these things are incomplete. So that's what is meant. That's what's meant. When you say, how can the method be incomplete? It means that they never practiced it at all. A Hinayanist doesn't practice the great compassion and so forth and the stages of bodhicitta. There's no practice of that.
So is their wisdom then the same wisdom that a Buddha would have?
Yes. No. Yes and no. The wisdom is wisdom, but they don't... Rinpoche, the Kongi Trua, the Teme, Teme Umadawa, the Teme Tomba Ni, Dang Techen Tomba Ni Chipa. So the emptiness, then the Doni Dopi Sherap Chipa? So it's the same. The wisdom realizing emptiness is the same wisdom itself they're realizing. There is no separate, lesser... the wisdom itself is the same. But so the wisdom realizing emptiness and all of those stages up to where a being becomes a foe destroyer in nirvana, a Hinayanist who is enlightened, for instance, they've gotten rid of the afflictive obstructions, which that's what the wisdom realizing emptiness does. But what the method side does, the love, compassion, and all that, is get rid of the imprints of the afflictions the Hinayanist still has.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hinayanist has imprints. Even though they're in nirvana, they have imprints of their afflictions still. And that's why they're not omniscient. So their wisdom realizing emptiness is the same wisdom realizing emptiness the Buddha has, but they can only concentrate on the wisdom realizing emptiness or something else, and it's usually just the wisdom realizing emptiness. So Buddha's omniscient and can see conventional and ultimate simultaneously.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay? So the Hinayanist is missing some of the ingredients for omniscience, but has all the ingredients for freedom. So there's no more suffering that's possible, but they aren't omniscient yet because they're missing some of the ingredients for omniscience. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's very beneficial during this time of the month of Buddha because one virtue that we engage in or complete during Sakadawa is considered 100,000. So we can really prosper and benefit during the time.
사가 몬지도 그와 지마도 마제나 그와 몬지 제비 그와 penyo.
They call it a time of increase, and the reason for the time of increase is because this 100,000 increase of virtue per one.
와도 뭐야 버지 그와.
So please make sure you make a good dedication today.
뭐야?
Concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. This is very hard. I don't think I have a book, but that's fine. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I've collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular the essential teachings of Losang Drapa to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. Dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the 3 times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In the heavenly realm of Tibet, surrounded by a chain of snow mountains, source of all happiness, all powerful Tenzin Gyatso may stay until samsara is end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Tuji Rinpoche Shapi Denona.
뭐야?
Su Lamrim Chenmo Kanga Chirona. Jada Sabudu.
야.
Dunda de Nge de Sabusha. De Dojik Donga Sabusha.